Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listening to replay. Definitely want to start out by letting everybody know we got the conference coming up on August the 6th. Look forward to seeing everybody there. Appreciate all the long-time listeners. Appreciate everybody that's a new listener. This is the vault, episode 411 by the Dip-Shyt. And definitely want to do this episode today because we had a post earlier today that we saw floating around on the internet. It's not just floating around on the internet, it's floating around in media in general. And so this is the issue where you try to pick a bottom. You're trying to call a bottom, you're trying to pick a bottom. So we're going to talk about it. About a Dip-Shyt. Oh, everybody, buy the Dip-Shyt. Is the We're going to keep buying on the dip. Why would you keep buying on the dip? Where's the support? Where's the resistance levels? So let's talk about it. We're gonna go through a couple different markets, assets. This is not financial advice, not legal advice. We're having a conversation that we have with our partners in the private, and we're talking about it in the public because this is what's going on in the public. The post that we're talking about, somebody said literally, you should buy the dip. Oh, I know people think crypto's taking a beating right now. Oh, buy the dip. I'm still buying on the dip. That's what they're saying. So you're buying on the dip, right? For a market that's a 10-year run. It's literally like Amazon in 2000. Were you buying a dip in 2000? Or did you have no money in 2000? Oh, well, times are different. So now you're about to give your money away to an Amazon in 2000. That's crypto. Oh man, it's got $1 trillion in there. Amazon didn't, they're $1 trillion company. They didn't have all that, back then. Ladies and gentlemen, crypto is that early still. If it's a 10-year and 20-year play. To change the financial system, to change will be considered, it's a disruptive technology. Where Amazon, to a degree, is a disruptive company, not just a disruptive technology. They started out as a book company. Now all of a sudden, people are buying their groceries. People are buying all types of stuff through these companies, through Amazon in particular. So we're not here to talk about them in specific, but we're talking about this crypto market that they say, oh, well, we should have bought the dip. We should have we should have bought the dip. How low is he gonna go? Well, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep piling in because I know this is that type of market that at one point it's all gonna rebound. It's all gonna go back up. So that's what they're banking on. We're gonna see how that plays out. We're not calling it saying, oh, it won't go back up. We're not saying that it won't accrue value. But as you can see, this is called a market, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe they didn't expose people to this in public school, but in real world life situations, things go up and things go down. They don't just go in a straight line. So they say buy the dip. First fatal mistake is following the public news media saying buy the dipshit. That's what they're saying. So let's go into the next market. Oh, we're gonna go over in the equities, stock market. We can go over in the stock market. We're gonna go over in the stock market right now that literally has lost over 20% of its value. We don't know how much further it could go. Oh man, the gov stepping in, Fed stepping in, they're hiking up rates. That means money costs more. I thought that was what they were supposed to be combating, inflation. Is the housing market booming right now? Not at all. We're going to get there. But is the equity market booming right now? When we say equity market, we're talking about stocks. Is the stock market booming right now? No. But they're telling you to do what? Buy the Dip-Shyt. Oh man, we don't know when it's going to be a reversal. So if you buy it on the way down, however low that's going to be, well, what they say? It's going to go back up at one point. So you just got to hold the position. It's the pain trade, as they say. So crypto's the pain trade. Definitely a pain trade. Uh, we're gonna go over into equities right now. What are you talking about, ladies and gentlemen? If you owned any major top 100, top 50, quite a few of those tech companies have lost half their value. Not just 20% down in the stock market, they're 50% down in their own company. But what are the gurus telling you? What are the people in the public media telling you? Oh man, Buy the Dip-Shyt. Okay, sure. So then we get over to real estate. Okay, once again, is real estate booming right now? Are wood and timber companies booming right now? Are plywood companies moving booming right now? Are lumber companies booming right now? When the price of lumber went up, when the price of copper was up at one point, and then reason why copper is not up or heavily up as there was, not just because of demand, they almost have an oversupply. Why? Because people aren't building houses as much as they were 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago when the market was booming after the 2020 situation. They went into 2021 boom in real estate. There was a 2021 boom in real estate in the United States. Oh, it's a seller's market. You still got real estate agents online. Goofballs. That's what we're going to call them. It's called a goofball if you say this out your mouth. This is the goofball say. Well, it's a seller's market. How is it a seller's market when the sellers are just trying to get out at the peak right now? It's a buyer's market. Did you not know that? See, cash is king again. When everybody talks about the crypto, what happened to the cash? The dollar's at an all-time, not an all-time high. The dollar's at least an 18-year high. It's almost a 20-year high. It has been at 20 at one point. In the past several days and months, the dollar's trash. All Americans, every American, you talk to the average American, oh, the dollar's trash. Yeah, they didn't buy that dip when the dollar was low a couple years ago. Not low, but just it's not at it's a 20-year peak right now. But they're saying, oh, don't buy the dollar. Dollar's trash. What are they telling you? They're telling you to pile into that other equity called crypto. That's what the gurus are telling you. Oh, pile over into crypto. But the dollar's higher. It's gone up. It's valuable right now. And the euro, do you think euro's doing good because they got a war going on over there? No. Do you think China was doing good when they shut down their market? Again, no. Asian equities were getting beat up. Currencies were getting beat up in Asia. Guess what? That's what maybe the other countries are telling their citizens to buy the dip. How? China shut down the market. You don't buy the market when they shut it down. But maybe they're telling their citizens that. Maybe they're telling their populace that. Maybe. But over in the States, they're telling them real estate. Oh, it's a seller's market. The goofball real estate agents, realtors, they're telling you it's a seller's market. How's it a seller's market when we're is it a bubble? Have we peaked? Oh no, the prices are just going to remain strong. They're not building new houses. So the ones that they're sitting on are, remember, if it's you sell at the peak, then the buyers have the money. The buyers got the money right now. They have the money to buy the real estate, but the sellers are trying to get out because they know. Well, they haven't built any houses in a while. Inventory has been tight. They say inventory's been tight for 5 years. Inventory in real estate has been tight in well-developed markets. You want to go through the major cities? New York, Miami, Dallas, Houston, Austin, Charlotte. Charlotte's not overbuilt yet. Chicago. Uh, when we say overbuilt, that means the inventory's tight. That means that the inventory they didn't have the inventory was low in the respect that when we talk about people buying properties, it wasn't that people weren't trying to buy the properties; they weren't really building the properties. That was years ago. They tried to say, "Well, we went on a boom in 2020, and we went on." They didn't go on a boom in 2020. They boomed because sellers were getting out the market in 2021. That's why they call it a seller's market. Well, we're in 2022 right now. What market is it? Is it a seller's market when they're trying to get out at a peak? Sure. Who's got the money to buy? The buyers have negotiation powers. The sellers are trying to get out at whatever they can get out. They're trying to get out as much as they can because they don't know when the next situation where they thought, hey, we were going to keep booming. No, real estate is not booming right now. It's down, but they're still telling people to buy the dip. Simple math. They're saying buy the dip in real estate. We're gonna go ahead and tell you. Most people in real estate are getting pummeled right now. Oh no. Well, let's go ahead and get into the real estate. What do you say? Let's get into the real estate. What are you doing? What are you in real estate for right now? Oh man, it's gonna be booming. Some markets are strong. Tourist markets are strong. They say DC, Maryland, Virginia, their inventory was tight there. So sellers were getting off like a fat cat. Oh man, shoot, you're not gonna get this house anywhere else. You're not gonna get this location. You're not gonna get it at this price. They didn't negotiate. Buyers weren't negotiating at one. I mean, sellers weren't negotiating in 2021. If you want to live in the DMV area, that's one of the. It's the capital of the United States. Who does is got all that money there? What are you talking about? It was a seller's market. 2021. Oh man, honey, we're trying to get out of here so we can go buy a house in Costa Rica and live our life in a different market, possibly where lockdowns aren't as intense. Things like that. People are looking to retire. If the older people have the money and they're going to sell out of their position, hmm, they might say, hey, if we got to get rid of this to get out of here for less than 5%, let's go ahead and get out of here. We'll take off 5% for closing fees. We'll take off 5 or 10% and they're not really even taking off 5%. They may take off like 2% basis points. Why not? They don't know what's going to happen over the next year in real estate. They've called for a foreclosure market for the past 2 years. Let's be honest. Like if you're in the public media, you hear the public media, what do they say? They say that in real estate, there was supposed to be a foreclosure opening. They said there was a lot of forbearance that was holding houses and property. We've heard this foreclosure market play forever. We've heard the black swan call forever. Well, that happened in 2 months in 2020. 2021, we saw what happened. There was a lot of what? Government money in the market. They literally gave a population of people money to give what? Back to corporations. What did they do with the money? They spent it. It was to uphold the consumer market. But indirectly, they helped the businesses. You're supposed to spend the money on groceries. Well, companies like LVMH, companies that own Gucci, companies that own Gucci's been going on a spree with their collections recently, doing collaborations with Balenciaga, Adidas. It's like, why is Gucci doing a deal with Adidas? Well, one's a luxury brand, one's a sport brand, and we saw how they did a collaboration. That company's huge. The whole conglomerate is huge. But guess what? They're not down. And they're a European company, and Europe's going through hell right now. Are you buying that company? Oh no, no, we're not recommending it. We're just talking about the facts that the luxury goods have performed in this market. Luxury goods, luxury has performed in this market. But are people buying that Dip-Shyt? No, they're buying. Well, let's go to the real estate, because we're going to Airbnb it out, whatever that's supposed to mean. Where everybody's going to Airbnb their houses out now. So, or go buy houses and Airbnb them out. Like we'll see this trend fade. The buying Airbnbs and renting them out. Like who wants to be a property manager? No kid grows up want to be a property manager. But hey, they say it pays. So we'll see the wave of getting in and getting out for buying Airbnbs or buying houses for the purpose of Airbnbing it out and whatever. And we'll leave it at that. So if real estate is that play for people, hey, have at it. They're saying buy, right? They're saying buy. That's what the public market is saying. Go buy real estate right now for all it's worth. So let's just get to the last thing that we want to talk about where how many of you all have bought stock in your family bank? How many of you have bought equity in your family bank? Have you put money in your family bank? That's what we're talking about at our conference. Did you put more money in your private family banking system? Oh, the insurance? Well, why would I put money in that? It's a banking system, the ones we're talking about. How many people bought their family bank into existence during the 2020, 2021, and maybe 2022? Some people have created a bank. They bought a bank. They made a bank utilizing insurance. There's a difference, ladies and gentlemen. The insurance policies we're talking about at the conference, These are policies that are indexed to the market. We're talking about policies that are used for what? Banking purposes. How many people are telling you to put money in the bank? They didn't say that. They said buy crypto. How many people are saying put money in your family bank? Instead, they're saying no, go buy real estate. That's so-called the where the wealthy people put their money. Let that lie be told. Oh man, everybody put where you're rich, where you're wealthy. Everybody knows 60% of their money is tied up in real estate. Really? Did you ever hear Elon Musk ever say he was tied up in real estate? When you have a what was that $1 trillion company, Tesla? When you created PayPal? When you created what is that other company? SpaceX? You think he's buying real estate? Sure, he's buying real estate. So then we had a report come out recently that what's his name? Uh, Bill Gates uh, actually bought is one of the largest landholders of farmland in the United States. Well, that's for the public record. One and two, you see that that's he's sold out of it. He's not a manager of Microsoft anymore. So he moved on to another venture. But that's the reason to go buy real estate is because he's not doing Microsoft anymore. He's going into other ventures. When you go into real estate, you have to be there. He's there. He obviously bought land, farmland, and he's going to develop it. Buy the Dip-Shyt. The issue is, are you going to go into that field, stay immersed in that field, and you see what he bought? Farmland, not a house for Airbnb. Well, you gotta start somewhere, Trust Christian Info. You gotta start with the cash flow. You know something. We trying to make something out of nothing. Okay. Once again, how many people started their private family bank? That's creating something out of nothing. How many people have a private family bank? Appreciate Waco, Texas for tuning in live, listen, replay. Always appreciate Waco, Texas for tuning in live, listen, replay. This wasn't meant to be a long episode. This was meant to be an episode to go over what we hear in the public media and what we're talking about in the private. And what we're talking about in the private is not buying a Dip-Shyt because we're not the ones over here in the private trying to pick the bottom. Private capital is sitting on the side right now. Private capital hasn't been in the market since 2020. Why? Because public money came in the market, because government came in, because they wanted to give so-called people money for free. That's what they called it, free money. It was whether it was a stimulus check, what we don't know. We don't need to call it what it was or call it any other way. We're going to talk about the fact that the populace thinks that free money was given to them, one, and it was given with no consequence or repercussion. And so we saw that free money burn out. That's what happened by November of 2021. The market said up. Well, we're depressed. Why? Because people really don't have this type of disposable cash. They were working. We came out one of the biggest booms, one of the longest bull runs in history. They didn't have that disposable cash, but they also didn't have the savings. So if you don't have the savings, you definitely don't have the disposable cash. They didn't have the savings, so they didn't have really the disposable cash. Americans just weren't saving. Their savings rate was low. They were using the money and buying things, spending money. And so, what did the gov say? Well, we can't stop that. Why? Because cruises are going to go under, which we stopped. They literally put a mandate on the cruise companies to stop doing things. They put mandates on a lot of the companies or the markets. How did they hold these companies up? Well, we're in a market right now, back where you were in 2020. Why? Because there are airlines canceling flights in July right now. They're canceling flights. There was a news article that went across the other day and said that one airline was given $10,000, which is unbelievable, and that's why they had it on the public media. There was a flight. They were paying people $10,000 because they oversold the flights. Why? Because they don't have that many planes flying. Because these companies are having to restructure right now. They went through a crunch. Private money said, we're out of here. Private money left the market in February 2020. Easy. Private money left the market. And when the public market said we're going to possibly give out money in May or April of 2020, private money pulled out. So who was buying properties in 2020 and 2021? Who's buying those properties? Private people. What do you think the gov stepped in and said? Well, we see that there's not a lot of regular people, like consumers buying houses. It's businesses buying houses. Maybe for Airbnb, maybe not. But businesses were buying houses. Companies were buying houses. There were not regular people. So now we see the market, what? 2021 to 2022. Are people buying houses right now? Yeah, they're buying houses. The interest rates are up. How are they like you have to make a correlation. Do you think more people are buying houses when the interest rates are up, or do you think more or less people are buying houses when the interest rates are up? It's not rocket science. Less people are buying houses when the interest rates are up because they have to put more money down. They're going to deal with a different type of interest rate if they want to get it lower. People know this though. But what do they tell you? Buy the Dip-Shyt. Go into real estate, buy the Dip-Shyt. Why not? It's going to go up again, right? Right. When was the peak of real estate? Maybe before the 2020 crash situation happened. Okay, supposedly it recovered in 21. Well, what happened in 22? Because it doesn't look like it's up right now. It's not up and it's stuck. It's not stuck. It's not up and it's stuck. It's down. Lumber's down. Housing development is down. But they're telling people to buy that. The public media. So we're talking about private family banking. Insular. It's an insular investment. It's not financial advice, not legal advice, but it's a 300-year-old investment, just like real estate. But real estate has had its changes, it's morphed. So let's talk about that private family banking. We're gonna make it a point to do an episode with the speaker Victor. Actually, at the workshop here, do an episode about the private family banking. We're gonna get him on the live and do an episode because that are you buying your private family bank shares, or are you buying the Dip-Shyt that they tell you in the public? Crypto, buy stocks, buy your favorite stock that you wear. If you wear that company, you should buy it. If you touch it, you should buy it. Really? What 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 about those apps that you're using on your phone? They say if you touch it, you should buy it, right? How many of those apps are down right now that you this app that went public, that people can buy, that people were buying through Robinhood, that people were buying through Webull, that these websites, people literally bought. This is how you know the public market. You're either going to get a proper education or you are going to fail. There's a company. It's called Robinhood, right? This company didn't go public. They had so many people on their website. They literally said we're just selling newsletters to we're giving newsletters to our clients, people that register to the company for free. People register to the company for free. Okay, they register to the company for free. Now they're getting in these stocks at the low cost, at some so-called fractional cost. And next thing you know, they start putting out this information called meme stocks. Oh, they didn't put it out. No, they're just a brokerage. Who was one of the first companies to shut down trading for the meme stocks? The first company. So the company went public. They had to get through that debacle. They had to get their money back up. So what did they do? They went public. Go look at that company right now. Let's look at this company live in front of you all. This is the same company that was the hype of the day 6 months ago. This was the hype of the day for 2021. Let's go see. Let's go see where this company is at right now. Now this is a company, once again, ladies and gentlemen, that hey, they had people's money. They had people's money for sure. It was wild to see. These people had so much money. Like, just if y'all understood how much money they had going through their website. They were talking about they were the next crypto player. They were gonna knock everybody off. Let them tell it. So okay, you got this company called Robinhood. Let's go ahead and see. Company IPO'd, initial public offering in July, which is last year, 2021, $35. Bam. You think that's a good initial public offering, $35 going into public market. Oh man, this is a great company. Okay, bam. By August of 2021. So this is right before November, y'all. So they come out, bam, they're at $55 a stock, ladies and gentlemen. This is Robinhood all within a year. Okay, somehow by November when the market took a turn, they were back down. Past where they were back down, no 37, 35. Guess where the stock's at, ladies and gentlemen, today? Let's look at the chat. See what this chat's saying. Let's go see what the chat say. All right, ladies and gentlemen, they said buy the Dip-Shyt, right? Okay. So where somebody type into the chat what they think the price is. You don't have to look at it. Just guess. If the company went from $35 price wise to $55 price wise, and that was last year, not this year. Where did all that volume go? All those people that were on that website, how did they lose value? They didn't lose value. Just like Netflix lost customers. What happened to this company? This is a financial company, so it's easy to get over on people with financial information because they're not astute. So they got over on people. That is a fact. They had got it called in front of the government and everything. Oh, what happened? Why did you shut down your website? Why did you shut down this ability to trade this company? Well, we just saw that there was a little extra volatility in there. Yeah, somehow you saw it. And the other companies had to do it too. They followed suit. A lot of companies stopped the trading of that particular company. Why? Because there was information that was propagated through these platforms such as that. That was a tech company, one, no real physical location, went in, created a website. These nerds created a website, and they said, oh yeah, we're going to show people how to get stocks for a low price, and we're going to show them how to get stocks at an affordable, easy way. You can just put your money, attach it to your card, and we're going to allow you to go into the stock market. You don't have to be sophisticated, and not only that, we're going to give you information through a newsletter. No one typed into the chat. Anybody want to type into the chat once again how much the company is valued at right now on the stock market? Company's worth $9 on the stock market, ladies and gentlemen. Even if it went to $18 and it doubled its price currently, a year later, it would only be $18, which would be almost half of what it was at well, it is almost half of $35. Oh man, why do I need to know about that? Because they're saying buy these companies. The public media is saying buy these companies. Right? We're not saying that. But that's what they're saying in the public media. And so people think, oh man, I could just watch the news. We talk about that all the time. We used to ask the senior mentors, did you watch the news? They like, no, we don't watch the news. We deal with private family banking. We're never losing money. That stuff in the public market, a lot. Sometimes, depending on the mentor, you tell a quick story. A lot of the mentors, they're not scared of different markets, but if they're not in the market for sure, like fully invested, they don't even touch it. We don't want to say our mentors are scared of crypto or any particular thing. It's just if they're focused on one particular area, that's usually how they're very focused on that one particular area, and they make quite a bit of capital in it. And it's not to say you can't make money in crypto. We never said that. We just say, okay, well, if they're saying buy it, why aren't they telling you to sell it? Oh, because you're going to sell out position. Because they're not real traders. They don't know what trading on the market is. They don't know what a commodity is. Because clearly, you don't. What are you, a long-term investor? You're going to sit in something you think it's just going to go straight up. Clearly, ladies and gentlemen, there was a correction in 2008. There was a correction in 2020. And there's going to be another correction. Corrections happen. Downs happen like ups happen. That's a fact. So if you think you're going to get in the market, and a lot of people, the market went down a day near 3,700 in the S&P. The market was at 4,500. The market almost dropped 1,000 points. That means they lost almost a third. People lost a third of their money, and they haven't made it back yet. And because the way the market works, you can't say, well, oh, well, the ones that went down are going to go back up. That's not true. We just talked about a company that may not even see, if it sees half of its value go back up, it's not even back where it started at, or it's barely where it started at. We just see, we're going to talk, we're just talking about the fact that we see that in the public market, that's what they're saying. And we're addressing it saying, if you're buying that shite, if you buy the shite, we're okay with one more correction happening right now, this year. And if you're not prepared for that, one more quarter of the drudgery, one of the slowest quarters in the year. The third quarter is the slowest quarter in the year. And you can only pray that the fourth quarter. They're going to pray that the fourth quarter pulls through. Like they prayed the fourth quarter pulled through in 2020. Like they prayed the fourth quarter was going to pull through in 2021. Christmas season, buying season, end of the year season for a lot of different cultures. The market started falling in November in 2021. As soon as we get out of that quarter. Where y'all think we at right now? You think we're in a market where you're supposed to be buying? We've seen 2 quarters in a row. You got the evidence in front of you. Oh, they said buy though, right? Hold on, we got the evidence in front of us. It's not even been 2 quarters. They're going to call a recession on you. So they call it a recession on you. When people think about a recession, they don't think about the market buying. They don't think about going up. Oh, it's going to recover despite what we think. Okay, buy the Dip-Shyt. We're not against looking to buy the upside. But as it stands right now, in July, going into one of the slowest 2 months of the year, going into one of the, and it's actually in the slowest quarter of the year, you think the numbers are going to be stellar? You think they're going to be outperforming? Who's going to outperform the market? No one, we're not going to say no one's outperforming, right? We actually know quite a few companies that are doing that right now. We're talking about the public ones, the ones that people talk about in the public media, the one we just brought up, whether it's a sector, crypto, because that's the reason why we did this episode. People on the internet talking about, oh, I know crypto's getting beat up right now, and that doesn't mean that it's the end of it, so I'm buying. You put this on public media to show your foolery. When was the last time when was the last time Bitcoin was at 20K? Oh, it was only a few years back. Right. The companies that you see on the stock market, the companies that you see, okay, real estate before pre-market was not down. Pre 2020 was not down. It was at an all-time high. That's being direct and honest. That's a fact. They were building. They were focused on going through an economic boom. Things changed. Oh, but we're 2 years through that situation now. Oh, one year and a half. Where's the real estate market at? Is it booming? Hold on. Are you gonna say it's booming because people are trying to sell out of their position? Because they're not booming because they're building properties. They've slowed down on building properties for the past 4 to 6 months. They've slowed down. They haven't sped up on building houses right now, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because interest rates are up. Everything, whether you say, oh, inflation's hitting the consumer, the companies felt it too. They thought they could keep prices high. They've come down. The price of copper has come down. Gold just fell out of the sky from 1,800. It's less than $1,800 now. People said that was a safe haven. How's it a safe haven? We love gold. We love silver. We love assets. How's that? It's not a safe haven, but they said it's a safe haven. It just lost money today or in the past week. What's going on? Oh, I don't know the market. We don't know because it's manipulated. By what? Possibly, we're either going to say, don't let the govs get their hand dirty. The gov get their hands dirty by coming in and giving people money and creating artificial stimulus, which they've been doing for years. Or these companies going to keep their prices, the interest rates. They're going to keep the prices high. No, they've lowered their prices. Companies are doing deals left and right. People's insurance policies, they've been compounding interest for hundreds of years. Buy the Dip-Shyt is always going to be one of those things that we just see people in the market, they really don't understand the market. They don't know what they're doing and they're following the trends. They're following the internet and they're just listening to people over the internet. And that's not how it works, ladies and gentlemen. When you're really looking to build something long term in a business venture, whether it's investing in real estate or crypto or whatever, there has to be a higher level of diligence. It has to be a higher level of investigation before you invest. It has to be a high level of investigation. Why? Because people don't look it's not that the market doesn't correct itself. But are you down or are you up? That's the issue. Are people down or are they up? The market's going to go up and down. Right. You got to know when to buy and when to sell. The market's been a seller's market for goddamn 6 months. If you know what you were doing. 6 months. Easy. And the so-called market, if you just said the market's going to keep going down, since November, it's been doing that. Sure, it's played around and ranged. It's still lower than the high. It's crossed into a certain territory called bear territory. So once we classified it as bear territory, why are people still saying buy? Because this is the foolery of the fools on the internet. They wrote on the bathroom wall, hey, buy this company. And people did it. And they're still getting pulled out. What do the mentors say? They're getting carried out. Huh. They're getting carried out. You hear that? See, when we talk about asset protection conference, we're talking about separating your business wealth from your family wealth. So when business changes, when business fluctuates, goes up and goes down and corrects itself, it's separate from your family wealth. So you're not down. You don't go backwards. You don't go down. You hold out hard assets. You don't go down. It's just the market's just going through a correction. That's what it's called. It's just a correction. They had to get out some of the fakers, get some of the froth out. They thought they got the froth out right before 2021 started. The froth, it was quite a bit of froth still in the market, clearly, from what you could see, a lot of froth in the market. And, okay, is it done? By the Dip-Shyt? Oh, man, hey, we're not going to head on this. We want to do a quick and easy episode because we're going to send fair warning and the buckshot. People don't want to know it could get worse. Oh man, I don't want it to get worse. It's already been a hemorrhaging. Gas was at like all these dollars. All the gas was up. Well, guess what? Gas is down. What are they telling you? Buy gas. Gas is down. Gas is down. Y'all want to hear this on the vault? We don't need to talk about this type of stuff. The gas. Some little small commodity. It's not at its high. It's not still going up. Are they telling you to buy the Dip-Shyt? Are they telling you to buy gas? No. Maybe they are. Who knows? But we heard one particular asset class, but gas prices are going down. No, they're not really. I seen it. I felt it. I seen it a little bit though. It ain't that much. It's incremental. It's still going down. But are you buying that? Because it could get worse. Do you know what the inventories look like on oil right now? Do you know what the jobs look like as far as people having jobs in that industry? First of all, you didn't want to pay that type of price in oil. You didn't want to pay that type of price. Did they lay people off? Well, guess what? Y'all know the companies that just laid off their workforce? Major companies. Your favorite rapper's rapper, Elon Musk. He was supposed to be selling all these electric vehicles. They laid off their workforce. 10%. That sounds like a plant. Maybe more. But they're telling you to buy that company though, right? Go buy his companies, right? Hey, can't bet against the richest man, right? Ain't that what they say on the public media? Don't bet against the richest man. Yeah, right. Don't bet against the richest man in the public, right? Right. Let's go look at how much Tesla stock down. Y'all want to talk about that? Let's go ahead and do it, cause this is the issue. Oh man, you can't bet against the richest guy in the world. let the public media tell you that, right? Right. Oh, don't bet against the richest guy in the world. He's the big swinger. November of last year, the company was at $1,200. The company right now, 6 months later, is at $750 today on the current market. As we talk about it throughout the day, 2020, what is this? July 8th, 2022. Company was moving at $700. Company was at 1,200 as peak. What happened to this company? Did they lose value? No, we just heard them say that they're laying off 10% of their workforce. That's what just happened. They're not making no money because people aren't buying electric vehicles like that. It's not that big of a deal, and that's that. They might say something about a gas price, but they're not over here buying electric vehicles to compound, trying to be in more debt. Oh, we're gonna make the car affordable. Buy the Dip-Shyt. They're still selling. If the so-called car companies were in such a threat of these electric vehicles, they would lower their prices for their gas cars, but they're not because they don't care. Because what happened was all Elon did was prove the market. And so he proved the concept that the public wants to see electric vehicles. That's fine. So what did Ford do? They started creating electric vehicles. What did what is that, Chevrolet or what is it, Chevy? All these other companies. They just started creating electric vehicles. That's it. They're buying electric vehicles. I mean, excuse us. They're creating electric vehicles. They still make the gas cars and they make the electric vehicles. They got two customers. All the EV has is one customer, the tree huggers. They're the early adopters. Well, we're going to get an electric vehicle to save the population and save the world for global warming. Buy the Dip-Shyt. Let's go look at a company. Hmm. Unfortunate. So, surprisingly, a company like a Ford, people would say, oh, they're not talking about Ford right now. Even though we know what's going on over at Ford, we know what's going on over at let's go see who's the other company, like a car company. Damn, who's Chevy? Uh, GMC. They got GMC's probably a company. Cool. They are, you know who y'all know who General Motors is. Hey, they got beat up too. That's just being honest, ladies and gentlemen. This company done lost half its value. That's just being honest. Where all that disposable money that the consumers had. And who's gonna lift the market back up? The consumers, right? Not the government, right? Y'all want government intervention? Y'all want the government to keep stepping in? That's why the market is the way it is right now. Because the government stepped in and gave in artificial money. They came in, stepped in, gave people money that they didn't earn, and in turn, they didn't work for. And in turn, what happened? Where's that money at? It's spent. It's spent. SPEND. Spend. Spent. SPENT. It's spent. Now let the public market tell you. The public market will say, "Oh man, there's still some disposable cash going around for the people that are in the upper income brackets." We know that. How? Cuz luxury goods, their companies are up. The luxury good companies are up. That's how it goes. Ah man, for real? No, don't say it like that. They not as bad as you think they are. They're not down like a lot of the companies that you traditionally are used to. And these are the type of companies that when the market gets better, luxury goods, when people have more disposable cash, they'll pull back that middle income, that lower income, trying to have luxury goods. But they're staying afloat by the upper incomes, still buying luxury goods. Why wouldn't they? They have the money, they're working. What do you need to buy? Somebody said General Motors, Mopar, Dodge. Yeah, we're not saying that these companies are like astronomically up. We're saying that these companies are, when you look at them, General Motors, you have to look and see it. Is this company one of those companies that is actually creating electric vehicles? Because they're going to compete with Tesla. And you know, we live in the States. People are going to say, or people, if you live in the States, they're going to say, oh, buy American. If you're buying American, I'm not saying Tesla's not American, but people don't really care about that. They care if you're gonna buy American, they'll figure it out. We'll go to Ford. You have GM. You have Tesla. You have other American companies that are selling cars, and other people don't even care. Some people don't even care about that nowadays. So as long as it's the brand that they enjoy that's creating an electric vehicle, they're gonna stick with them. So it doesn't matter that some new company came along and, oh, we put this 11-inch screen in the middle of your dashboard, and it looks like a huge pad or something. Sure, whatever. That's why their company's down, because companies have to think about that. There's a lot of electric parts that go into those companies, and a lot of those electric part companies, semiconductor companies, which the stock market was essentially made of semiconductor companies, these electric tech companies that are creating these microchips, all that type of stuff. They weren't able to get parts made. Now you see the companies down. It's that simple. Oh man, people can go back and high demand for them. Sure. Buy the dipshit. Buy the Dip-Shyt, as they say. Sure, go buy it. Those are the companies that take the worst beating. And depending on their balance sheets, you don't know how these companies were living off the money. Were they developing? Or were they just living off the fact that they had money coming from private money? They had private money coming in, and they were receiving private money for sure. They were receiving public money and private money. But when that private money stopped coming in, PE, oh, for sure, they got other stuff. These companies got other money from the public market. Y'all heard about these major sports franchise teams taking stimulus money, these leagues taking money? That's public information. They took government money. They took the stimulus money. Y'all heard about these athletes taking money. Y'all heard about a lot of people taking stimulus money from the government that were businesses, big businesses. Oh, well, why couldn't they do that? Because in business, there's a thing called, there's only two things in the business, a business and a consumer. So if the consumer doesn't have the money, the company just has to deal with it. But instead, a lot of these companies didn't. They tried to play sports throughout the 2020 and 2021. They kept seasons going. They extended seasons. They did all type of stuff. Right. We're at a whole new phase of the market. We already know we have not come out of a bear. So if you hear the advice by the Dip-Shyt, have at it. Have at it. We're in July. We're not at the end of July. This could be one of the most painful months of the year for people. Could be one of the most painful months. August could be a painful month. Oh man, I pray that it's not. You just praying, right? Or are people out here really doing something about that situation? Or are they buying a Dip-Shyt? That's why we're doing this conference. In the middle of this, we're going to see the right people make it happen. We look forward to seeing you all at the conference on the 6th. VIP tickets have been, it's interesting to see the VIP tickets actually move the way that they moved. And that just means a lot of people want to spend that extra time outside of 9 to 5. We've done conferences before. We've always stayed after for sure. You come early, stay late. That's the rules we follow. As speakers, our mentors, they damn near could drink you under the table. So you ain't gonna sit at the table longer than the mentors and us sitting at the table, because this is what we love to do. So we look forward to connecting with people at the VIP dinner. That'll extend at least till 7. So from 5 to 7 for sure, we'll be connected with those people, and we'll definitely look forward to connecting for sure at the workshop. It's going to be an awesome one. We had to do this one because it was just getting too far in the year again, where people say, oh, we need to connect. And we had quite a few trustees actually in the training program this year, that it's just rather important to always have the trustees meet with each other. Why? Because people in trust deal with people in trust. Bottom line. If you're out here on the island, hey, have at it. People in trust deal with people in trust. Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, the email for the workshop is Christian at trustchristian.com. We look forward to hearing from y'all at the workshop. We look forward to hearing from y'all via email. We look forward to working with you. But this is one of those things right here, ladies and gentlemen. We see this on the internet, and we are going to at least have the conversation about it. This whole buy the Dip-Shyt stuff. Oh, well, man. We cannot shed a tear for ignorance, because it's willful. Willful ignorance. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. Look forward to hearing from everybody. Christian@trustchristian.com. Look forward to seeing you at the workshop. Christian@trustchristian.com. Peace.